Hey, I'm Rick with Pacific Northwest Studios, and if you're new, a first-time podcaster, or someone looking for a simple, cost-effective way to record multiple microphones, then this review is for you. Today we're talking about the ZOOM PodTrack P4Next and why it's become a practical solution for on-location podcasts and small productions. Now this is going to be a little long because this is the stuff I wish someone had explained to me. My goal was simple. I needed a cost-effective 4-channel microphone recorder that could also send audio directly into my video recording devices for fast run-and-gun on-location podcast shoots. Some of my clients host their own podcasts in their offices or on location, so portability and speed to me matter. Prior to this, I was just using a cold shoe mounted Tascam 2-channel XLR adapter, and it was connected to my camera rig. It provided phantom power, and it ran a couple 16-foot XLR cables that were all over the place. And this worked really well. This worked until my client's podcast started growing to more guests. 2, 3, 4 call-in guests, Zoom guests. I needed something else. So at that point, the setup just wasn't cutting it anymore, and that's where Zoom's PodTrack P4Next comes in. And full transparency, I had zero experience using a podcast dedicated recorder or mixer before this, so I approached this as a complete newbie. In addition, the audio files recorded onto the micro SD card in the P4Next. I like to record a basic all-channel master audio track directly onto one of my Nikon Z6III bodies that we use when we record our podcast. That way, we're recording audio that's synced to the video right in the camera. So if there's no time for post-production or we need to deliver content immediately after recording, we're covered. There's one thing to note, and this might be important to some. There is no dedicated line out on a PodTrack P4Next to send a master signal directly to your camera. Now that might be a deal breaker to some, but there's a simple workaround. It's all over the internet. So just like everybody else out there, I'm running a simple 3.5 line from headphone jack number 4. My output set to about 10-30 position. This is plugged right into one of my Z6III bodies. So if you're also a Nikon mirrorless user, you're going to want to go to your video menu, select mic, not line, but select mic, and make sure that you select the mic power to off. Now this is simple, it's reliable, and it works. Now using pretty cheap pencil condenser mics placed 12 to 16 inches away from the speaker's mouth, here's what I found it worked for me, producing no noticeable noise. On the P4Next, I set the mic gain to just past halfway. Mine is sitting between the 12 and 1 o'clock position. Now I set the headphone jack number 4 output line to between 10 and 11 o'clock. Then I set the Nikon Z6III mic input level to 4. That's it, nothing fancy. It works just fine for me. I'm not picking up any noise because the preamps are so clean on the P4Next. Here's where the P4Next really shines. It records all 4 microphone inputs separately and directly onto a micro SD card that's on board, which by the way, it's not included. This gives you great flexibility in post. Now, does it have 32-bit float? No, I didn't even know what 32-bit float was until I researched this. But it does record at 24-bit 48 kilohertz, which is a big upgrade I heard from the original PodTrack P4 because that only records in 16-bit and 44.1 kilohertz from what I remember. Both the P4 and the P4Next offer 70 decibels of gain. So even though I never used the original P4, I can tell you this, the preamps on this baby are pretty doggone clean. They're pretty powerful, they're pretty good. And all this for only $179. It's incredible. So let's talk power and portability. That's one thing that I need. I'm on the run, I'm shooting on location, and this thing runs on just 2 AA batteries. Now this is good, and this can also be bad because 4 batteries is going to obviously offer much longer use. Speaking of which, when using lithium batteries and phantom power turned on 2 mics, I've gone over 2 hours on a session with battery life still remaining. With standard alkaline batteries running 2 mics using the phantom power, the last one I actually recorded was 1 hour and 8 minutes. We were done and we still had some power left. Now, if you need longer recording times, there's also a USB input for either an AC adapter or an external battery. So I've been recording the audio on this review through the podcast P4Next, and that's the headphone number 4 jack, line out directly to my Nikon Z6III and with no editing in post. Straight out of the camera. Now, to really push the P4Next, I'm testing it using cheap, newer NW-410 pencil condenser mics, and those are available on Amazon for only $99. Hey, the P4Next works for me. Let me know what you think.